Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Because she's got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it. When I think of a woman's ass, it does something to me. Go ahead, what film?
All right. Yeah, I'll do one next week.
What, credits. You know, if I was a really good host, I should have opened.
Thank you.
If I was a good host, I should have opened with Kev. You want to do another one? And we should have uploaded it. It's April, right? It doesn't have to be the first.
Yeah, fuck it, right?
Heat is one of those films with all these quotable moments, but I still don't know if it's a good film.
Heat?
Yeah. I like the style. I'm a Michael Mann fan, so stylistically, I like it. You know, it's that Miami Vice feel, a little leftover from
God,
Miami Vice.
I think it in that time period, it was a masterpiece. It holds up better than Collateral does.
Which was Collateral.
Collateral was the Tom Cruise hitman, Jamie Foxx.
Oh, I'm busy wiping my ass that day, I guess. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I've seen it many times. I owned it on DVD when that was a thing. I just don't know if it's not just a formulaic cop and robber movie, with the added benefit of having Pacino and De Niro's first scene together on screen, which was kind of not notable other than the fact it was the first scene. It's that low-key exchange in the diner. I'll have to see it again. I'm afraid I'll be disappointed, though. I like all the actors. Val Kilmer I like. Hank Azaria. Yeah, this is my little ponderance upon opening the show today. Based on, was it Ace
But
Ramon?
you did the other one. That was the blonde guy, wasn't it? The blind guy?
No. You're
Oh,
talking Scent of a Woman you're talking about?
Yeah, no, that's the scene he was talking to the fucking...
No, this is the scene from Heat where he's interrogating Hank Azaria.
Yeah, I remember
talking
that.
about Charlize Theron and her ass. But you're right. It is exactly the same performance as Scent of a Woman.
Yeah,
which
that's
many
what
of
I thought
Al's
you.
were.
That's what I thought you opened with because I wasn't paying attention. I was just like, why did we go there?
Yeah, no, it was Heat. Al's turning into like Jabba the Hutt. It's becoming kind of.
But what was the movie that I just saw him in where he has a cameo? That was kind of good. Fuck.
Well, he did that series about the Nazi hunters.
No, this is a motion picture.
Okay.
And he's like the guy.
How Wesley or Steve have not thrown this up in the chat right now is unbelievable. I guess Wesley's away from the computer. I do now remember you telling me that it. And who was the lead?
Yeah,
because I like Michael Keaton.
Yeah, it was that. He was losing his memory.
Knox goes away.
Yeah, Knox goes away.
Okay. That's one I should have seen too. I'll get around to everything.
You haven't even seen Berserker yet.
I haven't seen Berserker. Kevin, I have very little time to see anything, so I tend to go with like the guarantee. You know, I flirted with you. You gave us one last week, the Guy Ritchie one, the series,
Mobland.
Mobland, right? And I flirted with it for a minute, but it looks very actiony. Am I going to sacrifice character for action? I don't want to do that.
I think I don't go into a film or a series or it's like I don't go to a fucking sushi place and say, "Am I gonna like the steak here?"
It is what it is.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
it's a fucking Guy Ritchie. It's fucking ultra violent.
I know. You could tell me about that.
Yeah, you know what? You'll miss it. Put it this way: it's worth waiting for. It's like Landman. Everybody, I tried to sell everybody on Landman. Then finally, after they watched 93 minutes of it on Instagram clips,
Yeah.
they decided, oh, maybe I should fucking watch that.
That's the other thing too that happens.
No, I'm just saying there's not much good. I'll tell you one thing. I just watched the entire season of fucking Kevin Bacon is like a bounty hunter he's come back from the dead and he works for the devil. Bondsman. That's what he is. He's a bondsman. Sit through that motherfucker. Me and my wife did for 2 nights and went, whew.
It's a series.
30-minute episodes.
It was a positive
Right.
experience or a negative experience?
I put it this way: it's one of those deals where when you break into wrestling, they say, "Doesn't matter what you do, just don't fuck up the finish." Well,
They did.
They fucked up the finish.
Yeah, and that blows because you've invested 2 nights and
But it was, you know what? I didn't have to watch fucking news. I didn't have to watch stock market. I didn't have to watch. It was just absolutely exactly what I needed. Mindless bullshit to prepare myself to go to one of those to fucking be dropped into the fucking action zone.
Do you gamble at all? Speaking of Vegas,
No.
never did.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to like to gamble once,
Lost the taste for it. Think it's a stupid pastime. Well, you're going to be in Vegas. You're not going to sit at a table at all.
Jesus Christ, I'm playing the market. What I need to fucking need to have a I need to be putting fucking money on the pass line?
You do better at the blackjack table.
I told the guy the other somebody wrote on one of these things, they said, God, fucking I like Nash, but he comes across like an angry cunt. And I'm thinking to myself like
There's a Brit, right?
no, he didn't say it. He said like I was a cunt. And I'm just sitting there going, I wonder how he would feel, this guy, if he just like not his portfolio, just one of his stocks. And he had 3,000 shares of it, and it dropped $17 a share in a day, each one. How he would feel, because that's like real fucking money. That's not go to Starbucks and get a fucking latte money. That's like double what a fucking school teacher makes money. Like, so if and you got like 6 of those fucking going on, so it's just like, and there's nowhere to move it, and it's like
It's not real for too many people. You can't stand on the sidelines and comment on market activity.
no,
If you don't have skin in the game.
no. It ain't good pussy unless you're in it.
Kev, your tan is on point. What's the weather? How are we doing down there?
Oh, today was kind of cool. It was 74. Yesterday was 84.
Yes.
The humidity was like 51. This is 2 days of less than 28 minutes a day. I think I set my alarm for 28 minutes both days.
You put on sunscreen too, or no?
I put on a 4.
Okay.
That's just more to keep the bugs off. You're not gonna. I mean, you're not gonna get burned in.
4. I didn't even know they made it that. That's like spit.
Well, the other shit, fucking. This is like a natural. This one doesn't have any fucking cancer-causing shit in it. So half the shit, you're better off getting sun's cancer than you are fucking absorbing the chemicals that are blocking the rays.
Well, that's a thing too. Like my skin reacts if something's on it that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So, like a load or something like that.
Yeah.
So what brand, if you don't mind, a little advertisement here. What do you use? Send me a picture.
I don't even know what it is because Tamara fucking.
Is there zinc? Is it like zinc based?
No, because you wouldn't get any sun. You can go outside for 15 to 20 minutes and you won't. That's healthy. That's getting your vitamin D.
Are we cunts for talking about this? Are we going to get more comments for
talking
about skin products and stuff? No.
But my wife, I mean, my wife has never had Botox, fillers. She's never had any of that shit.
That's amazing. Really?
Never. She's got great skin. But she fucking, man,
Has she just been out of the sun for her whole life? How did she manage to keep herself from wrinkling?
She sits next to me in the sun all the time. Because she does it in moderation.
Yeah.
I'm not a sun god. I don't like it's too fucking hot for me. I just like to get vitamin D. It makes my joints feel good. But I go right in, and by the time I get my coffee, by the time I get my sun, the coffee's done. So it kind of time it perfect.
What elective surgeries would you get? Would you do
Me? None.
If you were losing your hair, would you get like a hair
No.
transplant, or you just shave your head?
Shave my head.
You wouldn't do Botox or tightening or anything like that?
Nah, fucking Clint Eastwood seemed to fucking work for him pretty good.
That's the plan? You're on the Clint Eastwood plan?
Damn right, man. I'm 65 years old. I ain't had a fucking thing done, so I don't think I look too bad for 65.
No. You're a handsome and powerful man.
Thank you, sir.
Kev, I'm watching the lead up to WrestleMania every week, and we'll talk a little bit about it in a little bit.
We have to.
And it's happening. So, and
you know what? I think I've got it down now. The psychology of it. The road to WrestleMania is now so fucking long that by the time you get there, you just want to watch the goddamn thing. Like, just give me the matches. I can't watch any more build up.
Right.
You know?
It's like a long road trip, and you finally see the hotel in the distance. You're like, get me in the fucking room.
I just pray to God that it's not like a long road trip, and we stop, and then we get out, and we walk, and we end up at Mount Rushmore. I hope that's just not what we got going.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore? That's what you ask.
No, but that was one of the most disappointing things of my life.
Seeing Mount Rushmore?
Yeah. I mean,
because of the amount of walking required.
Just the whole fucking everything. I mean, it looks way better on Google. That's one of those things they tell people all the time. Like, you know what I really want to see? Shut the fuck up. Just Google it. See it all you want.
Well, you had a benefit of being on the road for so long, and it was arduous. But one of the positives was you got to see
everything
as much as you wanted to, really, because eventually you're going to hit that city with whatever. Did you take advantage of Grand Canyon and all that shit?
Stan Hansen made me go into the fucking Ark in St. Louis. I mean, Yeah, I, I feel like the old Johnny Cash. I've been everywhere, yeah.
You know who used to do that? I read in his book, David Lee Roth. When he would get to his city, like a lot of the guys would do the trash the hotels, find the groupies thing. He would, like, after the show. I remember one thing he was talking about in New York City when he was in New York. After the show, they got off stage at the Garden or whatever. He got a canoe or a kayak, I guess. And he threw it in the Hudson River and he kayaked around Manhattan in the middle of the night. Like, he just wanted to drink up every city that he was in. And I thought that was a level of coolness for a rock star to want to do some kind of challenge like that. What was the coolest thing you saw? A monument wise, national
I
monument.
mean, something that I saw the pyramids when I was young. But back then, man, Cairo was so fucking dirty.
Mm.
You know.
Is it different now?
Oh, Cairo looks like fucking Singapore. You know, all the cities that are all sky. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I mean, I think the first time that I saw I was on the other side of Hong Kong, and where they light up the buildings, and I thought that was kind of. I always thought Hong Kong was cool because it kind of had that James Bond vibe to it.
Mysterious and.
But like
dangerous.
anything else, then it becomes, like I remember when we shot that film over in China. We were in Hong Kong for like, I don't know, 10 days, whatever it was. It's just like, oh fuck, how many more days are we here? So.
We might have talked about this on the air. You remember your first Ribera trip?
Ribera? Oh,
I'm mispronouncing it. The jacket, the steak, Tokyo.
Yeah, but it's not. It's now you said it. I won't be able to. I do remember my first visit there.
Did you get the jacket at least?
I got the fucking the like Ribera.
Ribera. Okay.
Yeah, Ribera.
I
got the worst one you can get. It's the like kind of the off brown with the yellow stripes, and then the second one I got was a blue jacket with the red stripes. That one I had for a long time.
Do they just have like all wrestler sizes, like just
over
like
there,
Abby and
like I'm like a 39X in Japan. Like sometimes you'll see shit on the internet, and you'll go, "Oh man, let me go and order that," because they won't have the breakdown of what it is, and you get a 3X, and it's like fucking a medium. Yeah, so it's like.
But I think that brown one you're talking about wasn't that the original?
I don't think. God, I hope not.
I feel like that's the only one I've seen the guys wear.
I think because it's so putrid. I mean, it's so bad. That's the one I had. That's the Mac Daddy. That's the blue and red. See, they're all in that.
I think Dreamer had to be the only one to get this silver. Looks like he's in one of those workout sweat. So this is Fonzie. That must have been ECW. I see Sabu.
Does fucking Shane have his hand taped?
Yes.
In case of fucking bunkhouse.
I was going to say that you never know. There might be a taped fist match that breaks out spontaneously. Very good. But anyway,
that's a good crew right there.
Yeah. Well, the ECW originals.
That'd be a good hang.
The reason I brought up wrestling this early juncture was I saw a clip on Instagram of a match. I think a WCW match. I think
It was
between
NWA.
was it that old
I
school?
think it was. I think it's an NWA match.
What territory though?
Isn't it? It's the one with Hanson and Doctor
Yeah,
Death.
Doctor Death.
No,
And-
it's WCW. But see, when I first started with WCW, we were still NWA. We weren't Turner yet. Yeah, this is fucking.
But I was just looking at how now these guys aren't angry with each other. Nobody's doing ball shots or irate. Nobody's taking cheap shots or liberties. This is
No, they're just beating the fuck out of
fucking
each other.
snug. Like,
But I mean, Gordy and Doc worked absolutely fucking super strong Jap style.
the locker
See
room. This
see
is
the difference of that right there? The difference between smack, smack, smack,
and then
double,
down.
and then double leg dive.
Right. It's a fight. I'm watching a fight.
I'll tell you what, right now, since we're going off of this, the exchange that Punk and Reigns had fist-wise at the end of that confrontation
Yeah.
was brutal.
This week's.
Yeah, those fucking.
Raw.
I thought Phil's punches looked horrible.
Well, it didn't look like that.
No.
I can tell you that. But nobody looks like that anymore.
No.
That standard, and we're gonna get the old guy comments here, whatever. But that's what I was suspending disbelief for the first.
Well, there was
30
no
years of my watching
disbelief.
this.
The only work was the finish. I mean, they weren't fucking hitting each other. When I broke in, it was just like, don't hit each other in the T-zone. Everything else, fucking go ahead. I think Dr. Death was the one that, or maybe it was Billy Jack. I remember Scott Hall fucking potatoed somebody and busted them open. And fucking, they looked at Scott in the locker room as they were getting sewed up, and he goes, "It is the fight game. Like, yeah, shit, you're gonna get busted open.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you work, Doc?
No. I just missed him.
He was. Did he play pro ever? I know he was. Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, he might have played like USFL or one of those type things. I don't know. I know. I just remember the first time I saw him at a TV, and he was in the fucking catering, and man, like the fucking dome on that dude, like his head, fuck, like a bison.
Yeah.
And you think about that. You think about his mandible and like to punch him in the fucking head and hurt him.
Don't bother.
Fuck,
unless
good
you have a
luck.
2x4.
Yeah, right. Aluminum baseball bat.
Yeah. I think he participated in that.
That
Tough
killed
enough
him.
stuff,
That
right?
killed him. Bart knocked him out.
Bart, that's right. That was the big, because I remember that was the one everyone was waiting to see if they would meet in the tournament, because people knew that it was going to be a knockdown drag out.
Well,
and it didn't last long at all, right?
But number one, Bart was a fucking southpaw. And none of those guys were boxers. I think Johnny B. Bad was a boxer. He was a fucking Gold Glove boxer. But I don't think any of those guys were boxers. Bart just Bart knocked the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah. That got a lot of shit after the fact. I can't remember if there was criticism when it was happening, like in the sheets and stuff, because I was too busy enjoying it with my friends from college. But I think it's received some criticism, and I think it might have been an episode of the Dark Side of the Ring as well. as one of the low moments in wrestling. But I don't know that I think that that's accurate, Kevin. Is it a low moment to say, well,
I mean,
let's
it's
see how...
it's psychology wise, it's horrible.
Well, it's
Because
not part of, yeah.
You're putting a shoot in a work.
Right.
So then now you basically have established that Bart's the baddest motherfucker in the territory.
And he's going to job to Coco Beware next week.
Yeah, and you don't turn around and give him a push.
Right, that's true.
So that's rotten.
Right. Of the guys that did well there, like Bradshaw and Bart, was it known that these were the guys before this, like not to ever mess with? Or did anyone emerge from that
didn't
as
Joey Styles fucking smack around Bradshaw?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It was like fucking. I was in Japan and Norton got fucking blasted, and he got in a fight with Tony Holm, and Tony was fucking sober, and they pulled it apart, but everybody thought Tony got the best of it. I'm thinking, the fact that fucking Norton even fucking could stand up after all the fucking booze and shit that was in him. I mean, it was like that's the whole thing about 90% of these things are, it's not like a fucking, it's like when you bounce. You bounce, you don't drink when you bounce because fucking the toughest guy on earth fucking drunk is a fucking, all he is a punching bag.
Right.
So.
Norton was pretty badass, right?
Shit,
he was
man,
a
I
tough
wouldn't fuck
motherfucker,
with,
right?
Shit, Scott Norton fucking sober, fuck would have eaten fucking Tony's heart.
Word. Kev, talking about running into situations that you can get your heart eaten, it brings to mind STOPBOX to me. This, more so than my hands, this would have to be my protection if faced with something that goes bump in the night that is not a natural sound. What is STOPBOX? What am I talking about? Guys, this is, I'm going to get my fingers here so I could do the actual opening here. This is my favorite part of it. So if you own a handgun for self-defense, your storage is likely going to be one of a couple of things, okay? It's either going to be locked away, safe, but out of reach, which in some situations is not going to be what you want. Or it's unsecured. Maybe it's vulnerable. Maybe it's a key entry to a locker or something, or digits you have to hit. The beauty of STOPBOX and our friends at STOPBOX USA is their groundbreaking design. Make some room for myself here so I can do this. It is let me hold it to the camera. It is a button system with my 4 fingers and thumb here, but it is just a combination of the position of the fingers that will open this. You don't have to, if it's dark, the middle of the night, you don't have to look for a key and try to get in a keyhole. When speed is of the essence, you want to be able to just grab it and do this, what I just did. It's that simple. Almost seems like it's not secure that it was so simple. This thing is super secure, and the push-button locking system will give you fast, reliable access when every second matters. It's 100% mechanical, so it's going to work every time. No power needed. Some are powered where the batteries can go out and stuff. It is that simple. Guys, you're going to get 10% off your entire order, okay, when you use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q. They're also giving you a buy one, get one free STOPBOX, okay? This is amazing. 10% off and a free STOPBOX Pro when you use the code KLIQ at STOPBOXUSA.com, okay? Made in the USA in their own facility. So not only does this ensure high-quality craftsmanship of every product, it creates meaningful jobs and opportunities for American workers. something we want to hear right now. Traveling with peace of mind is easy because STOPBOX Pro is TSA compliant. You can securely and conveniently transport your firearm through checked baggage. Limited time only. Our listeners get the crazy deal. 10% off the entire order when you use the code Kliq at STOPBOXUSA.com and a buy one, get one free, for God's sakes. Please go. Let them know we sent you by using our code. And here it is, middle of the night. I reach over, I grab my STOPBOX, and it's open. That's simple, guys. STOPBOXUSA.com.
Also, I know there's going to be 10% of the people out there to be like, well, I'm not going to put my firearm in a box when I'm asleep and have to, I'm just going to have my firearm at my side. That's great. Then you get up in the morning and your firearm is just at the side of your bed. Then you need someplace to secure it. And that's where this also comes in very handy.
Yeah.
If you've got kids or whatever, I keep my firearm next to the bed, one in the chamber. I mean, it's lock loaded. No, I don't have a safe on it. I don't want to have to do anything but react. But when I get up in the morning, I like to put it in the box and know it's locked, because I have a completely different firearm downstairs that is in a different box that I use for my conceal.
All right.
So I've got a higher powered stoppage firearm upstairs, and I've got a smaller SIG that I carry. So
the buy one get one free if you want to.
So now, you can get
Kevin's,
two of them.
Kevin's technique. Thank you, STOPBOX USA, by the way. I was thinking as I was watching Raw, and hoping for more, maybe. I was questioning a few weeks ago, if you remember, Cena. We knew he was going to be off TV for a few weeks because of his filming commitment. I kind of feel, after I watched everybody else try to advance their angles every week, and it's just to like a big fart, I think it worked to his advantage.
Absolutely.
Having him away from the angle. And now we're waiting I know he's going to be on Friday night, and if you're listening to this Monday, he was on Friday night, but I think the wait for a few weeks to see him again worked, particularly because of the way they sent him out, the assassination.
But that was the worst thing you could do.
That was. But without seeing him,
so
with no progress reports, it creates some mystery.
Last time you see him, he's, like I said, name a fight that you've bought on UFC or pro boxing
where the
guy got knocked
at
out
the weigh-in.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like it doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't realize that the Cena match was secondary to the three-way dance with Reigns. Rollins,
you mean I got you. The positioning on the card, yeah.
Because that's for the actual continuation of professional wrestling as an entity.
I mean, the gravity of that is you can't compare to just a title, a belt.
And I almost felt like what was the fucking Adventures Endgame? That kind of a feel to it.
When you're writing that promo that we're referencing, does anyone? So somebody must have gone, well, this is going to make the fans care about this more, because they're just worried about what's going to happen to Cody in that match. But this one, the entire industry is at stake. Someone had to say that, right? Someone around the writing table.
Well, then when you look at it, because now we all have, we all pick who's going to win or who we think's going to win, and I immediately go, I Google how old Seth is. He's 37, so I'm like, well, if it's for the fucking longevity of the business, I'm going to go with the youngest guy. So I'm thinking that now, because Rollins twice now hasn't put a hand on Heyman, so
Right.
Right. And by the time people see this, it'll all be said and done. But I think that the head of the table and CM Punk are both in for a swerve.
I want your predictions in a moment.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You know how everybody comes out and they have these songs where the people sing along?
They mostly just go,
right, but it's,
Yeah.
that started somewhere in Europe. I want to think it was Cardiff for him, for Seth. But like people have these. I'd like to see one of these fucking new age guys come out to the starting of a fucking Mack truck. Just boom, boom, boom. And then the horn of a truck. Like, come out to that and see if they could get the people, because just didn't seem to work for Diesel. Just the fucking, the.
It did, and it. Well, but in the
Kind of
defense,
hard for the people to make that guttural sound in unison, I think.
more than the crowd participation, that opening, like the Austin glass break. You had the glass break too, right?
The glass break.
Yeah,
but that was late Diesel. That was when I had
that's
kind
true.
of the Roseanne fucking ripoff. It's the theme from Roseanne ripoff.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I never heard that before. Was that Johnston?
I guess.
I saw him on an interview recently.
You know what? I should have left.
That when you heard that,
No, when people ask why'd you leave, fuck, I should have.
what we saw? Oh, the theme music. It's more than anything, it has to be that the opening few seconds is what the recognizable, identifiable, unmistakable first few seconds of somebody's song.
It used to be that way, but now it's like, if it's not something that they can interact with during segments of you as you walk to the ring.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's like Cody has before he gets into the barricades, he has the thing where he touches the ground, and that there's a high spot right there in the music where that's a sing along. Then it's like it's just Pavlovian. It's just basic opera conditioning to
Who had fire back? Everyone's got fire right now, right?
Well, Taker
and popcorn,
had fire. I think I had fire. No, I had fireworks. I think Kane had fire. Kane had, when Kane would bring his
Kane's
hands
was very
down.
unique with the red and that was
Kane would
different.
bring his hands down. That was a cool entrance. And if you sat ringside, like, you could feel the heat of that. That was kind of cool.
But everybody has the spectacle now. It was reserved for the few. Now Steve just walked down, right?
Yeah.
Steve's
he got the glass break, and then he just walked out.
And he just walked down. That's like a Tyson entrance, right? No frills.
I mean, he had good music.
Yeah, good music.
Especially for the era.
Yeah. I was saying a minute ago, I saw a Jim Johnston interview. I guess he's been doing the rounds talking about how he was, for lack of a better term, set up to be fired by people in the office, and was kind of belly aching about the generic nature of a lot of the music now, whereas his opinion, was very specifically catered to like the walk and all that of the person. So he feels now the music is subpar. An interesting point. Gonna have to pay attention to that.
A lot of the shit that's used now is actual fucking needle drop fucking music.
Existing songs from I'm a fan of that. But they stopped doing that because of the copyright stuff, right?
No, they still use. There's plenty.
Well, I know
of guys
Punk
that,
has.
I think organs. I think there's a bunch of guys that.
But it's written for it's performed by the existing band for WWE though, I think, and like WWE is the publisher, so they get Incubus to record the song, but it's WWE.
Yeah, but
song.
fucking just okay. You telling me that alone, I don't even have to hear the song. If you tell me Incubus does the song, I say to myself, "Oh, that's probably pretty fucking sweet,"
right?
Because I like Incubus,
right?
To where you go, yeah, some guy fucking hacking away in a fucking studio. Yeah.
Have some feedback from last week's episode. Delbert Prince was watching, and he says, congratulations to Lex Luger for being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Fuck yeah.
A worthy induction, I think.
Yeah, Al Flexers he's a good boy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching him go in. It was supposed to be Sting, and then before we went on air, the guys were saying that it might be DDP that puts him in.
I think we talked about it being Sting, didn't we?
Well, we thought it was going to be Sting,
yeah.
And then there was some talk that Sting was still under contract with AEW, and it was a, I don't know.
Conflict?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it is DDP. I know they've been working together, right?
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
April the 11th. That was my sister's birthday that came out. I don't know how I missed it.
David McCutcheon says Las Vegas is the drizzling shits. Went there for the first time in 2023. It all feels like a facade. It's a city made of styrofoam that's painted gold, and they're willing to tell you it's real 24 karat. It made me feel cheap being there. And seeing right through it made me feel deeply depressed. That said, I love driving through Nevada and Arizona. Beautiful part of the country. Well, I mean, it's kind of the deal when you go to Vegas. You know it's going to be manufactured excitement.
They're already feeling like a recession. The money's down, rooms down, crowds down. They're expecting that this economy to really affect Vegas.
See, I feel like, and someone will have to Google this to get confirmation, that one of the industries that typically does well during bad economic times is gambling.
It might do well, but it's doing well as opposed to the automobile industry.
The other industries, it's all a sliding scale. I guess.
If they're down 7%, that's huge.
Yeah.
I think they're down 5% from their numbers at this point last year.
Right.
Russell, what could be causing that?
Oh, I don't know. It's.
I think the Russians stopped going to Vegas.
We actually talked about Vegas tourism and overseas travel and how we were talking about. This was on the horizon. This was when this was a couple of months ago. And we were like, there's going to be an issue maybe if WrestleMania is in this city. Since WrestleMania is in the city, was there, but yeah, it's a travel destination. You know, some people live there, but not enough to fill the big events. Russell Spear, what's Sean's problem with the word dancer for a girl who works at a club like the one Kevin was a bouncer at? Is it so hard to say dancer? He doesn't seem to have the same problem calling a guy a wrestler who has no amateur wrestling background. Well, it's because that person's wrestling, so it makes them a wrestler. I was questioning whether it's actually dancing that I'm seeing in many cases in my jaunts to the gentleman clubs. It's kind of sometimes
Obviously, you
gyrating
haven't been
to
the
music.
good ones.
No, not where they had extensive dancer experience. And listen, it's athletic. Some hooking the leg on the pole and the slide. Listen, that's fine. The word dancer is a very specific thing, Mr. Russell Spear. Sorry to have offended.
It's not.
Russell,
It is to you.
dance at the gentleman clubs on the weekend, Russell?
It's to you.
Right.
Dancer to me is.
It's a much broader.
If you have
qualifier, clearly.
rhythm and it's not the Nutcracker, but I mean it's still. I've been in clubs my entire life, and it's just like there are women, man, that can move.
No doubt, some of them can dance.
I'm just saying.
I've seen a host of them that are called dancers, and I'm not looking at dance.
I've never seen. There's very few that are at high-end places that go out and look like a fucking one of the Budweiser Clydesdales plodding around. You see those 5-inch heels fucking set up the fucking situation just fine.
Performance artists, let's call them.
Well, I think that you have to realize that when you're going into a gentleman's club, the last thing we're looking for is Swan Lake.
Agreed.
Okay.
So let's lose the term.
No, I would not lose the term. They are dancers.
Shakers,
They're
wigglers,
performers. No.
gliders, gyrators.
Obviously, you've never worked at a club.
No, I haven't worked at a club.
Clubs. So if you fucking call, your tip out would be fucking zero.
Can I get that T-shirt? I'm less of a man because my tip out is zero. Start working on it, Tom. My tip out is zero.
Fuck yeah! Well, you
Kevin
do
is
it.
Cheetah
T-shirt. Do it for a fucking living.
No, I'm fine.
When you walk in the fucking back, you say, "They need the dancers. We need some dancers on the fucking stages. We need some of you fucking
girls. I need girls out there."
Yeah.
Mr. Mulligan, the Cena thing should have been bigger. Sorry, but the no build-up and sudden turn didn't really work for me. Hogan worked because the outsiders built it up before it took place. Not saying heel Cena will be bad. I just don't agree with the supposed impact it had.
Did anybody see the clip on Instagram when it was, I'll just say Triple H because then I don't have to fucking say Paul Triple H. I'll just say Triple H was explaining when he spoke to Cena and John decided he was going to come back.
Yes.
And he said, would you, and this is Paul talking to John, said, do you want to just go to town, do your greatest hits, and be done December the 31st? Or would you like to try something that you haven't done before, turn heel, and fucking Cena sat there, heard the whole pitch, and John said, yeah, I'd like to try that. I'd like to. So to me, that tells me he's gonna, this is his last run.
Mm-hmm.
He's not worried about, he's doing something different. John is that guy, you know, he's going to do something different. So,
yeah.
When I heard that, it's just like, what more of it, you know, that would be the equivalent of saying, well, yeah, Cena's heel turn wasn't as effective because everybody in Toronto didn't throw fucking garbage in the ring.
If you said that, I would agree that it was a dispassionate response to Cena's heel turn, more so than something like the Hogan, which is what you're clearly referencing.
But Hogan was in a much smaller building, where like a 12,000 seat arena, as opposed to someplace they play fucking Major League Baseball.
You don't think that the waning of the passion of the reaction now versus then had anything to do with the construction of the angle? You think it's things like building or?
No, I think it's.
If you had to tell me someone, Kevin, to turn that would piss the fans off, I probably would have said Cena.
Yeah, I think it worked. But I think they're also, when I broke into the business, the marks were in the crowd. And then as the business went on, all of a sudden the marks were in the ring. I'm shooting. I mean, there's marks in the ring. So, and now everybody thinks they're smart, that watches it, and they've used terms like, oh, he can work, and, you know, I almost popped, not almost, I did pop when Cena said that he was so tired of people saying that he only had 5 moves. And I said, wow, John, you only had 5 moves too. Amazing what
You're in good company.
Yeah, amazing what those 5 move guys can fucking pull when they just use those 5 moves. Obviously, it's not the moves, the amount of moves of the move set that makes or breaks your career.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Scott Armstrong. Iyo isn't the biggest, but she brings it. Rey Mysterio was world champion. Iyo deserves her time and is the sleeper, perhaps, in the match.
If you're fucking telling me that Iyo is the comparison of a female Rey Mysterio, I say fucking bullshit.
Maybe just means because she's smaller than.
Okay. Why don't we say
Rey was smaller
Sky
than the
Lolo? I mean, fuck, you got to be kidding me, man. Rey Mysterio's 1 in a billion.
I was partial to Little Beaver myself, but
yeah,
maybe she'll do a Little Beaver gimmick. Who knows?
I have nothing against the human being. I'm sure I'd much rather see the girl that just won in NXT. Whatever her name is, so Luca or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Soruka?
Soul
Lucha.
Soul
What is it?
Soul Luca.
Soul Lucha.
So, and we probably will, right? Obviously, that's where she's headed.
She's athletic as fuck, and she's big, and she's bigger. You know, and people will always say this. Well, yeah, because they're a vanilla midget, and Nash can't. Guess what? When I watch basketball, motherfuckers, I don't watch the point guards play. I watch the big guys play because that's what it's like. That's just the way it is. So no, I'm not going to fucking watch a television show and have there be 6 characters and one of them's Reacher and the other one and everybody else is fucking 5'3" and find any fucking comparisons to the other 3 people. It's like you're going to fucking like what's the closest to you.
I'm buying you a Muggsy Bogues jersey, and you better wear it.
If it comes in a fucking 4X.
Or Spud Webb.
Yeah, I mean that's all fine and dandy, but at the same time, it's just like, I'm sorry. I'm quite sure fucking the drafts aren't walking around going, "Hey man, I wouldn't mind fucking going over there and fucking banging that fucking pygmy fucking Shetland pony." I think they're pretty much looking at the drafts.
You have a few distinct voices that you do for people who say something stupid. I don't know why you choose ones for certain. It's either like this, or it's like this. We got that one just now, and then sometimes it's the more grating one.
That's more the female.
I don't know. I think sometimes it's some of the male questions get that too.
Yeah, they're out. That's kind of the cunts. Well, we can't use that word, can we?
Probably not. But one definitely has a little more
Yeah,
gruff, a little more hair.
I was saying that in the English sense.
Kunt. Yeah. Speaking of hair, speaking of one having a little more hair on their face, Kevin, I want to introduce House of Atlas to everyone here. Our new friends at House of Atlas. What am I talking about? I'm talking about shaving gear and shaving cream for your faccia to take care of your stubbly face. Our newest sponsor, House of Atlas, has gifted us some razors, and I want to talk about the design and construction of this one here. I'm kind of blown away by it. It's insanely sleek looking and just like an awesome looking product, but something I value when I straight razor is this straight, what would you call this? Hand razor my face is weight and balance in the actual device. The long handle, the sleek design, but the weight of it, it actually assists me in bringing it down my face. It feels weird for me to sit here and gush over a razor like this, but when you find one that gives you as close a shave. Now, it is right now 8:51 p.m. I don't want to shock anyone listening Monday morning, but it's not live. I shaved my face this morning at about 6:05 when I got out of the shower. And I still have no discernible 5 o'clock shadow. This is maybe the closest shave I've ever had. Why? You're asking why? It's those 5 blades on the head right there. High quality blades, by the way. And it just looks so damn cool too. But I don't want to ignore the ancillary products, the shave cream, the precision shave cream, and I am a huge fan of just the scent alone, of the calming aftershave. I can smell it through this from when I used it. I love it. Smells good, feels good, and this thing kicks ass, okay? For a limited time, by the way, we're going to give you 15% off, okay? Your first order. When you purchase any razor kit and the before and after set, which includes the precision shave cream and the calming aftershave. You just have to use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at House of Atlas. That's HOUSEOFATLAS.com with promo code KLIQ. 15% for your new razor kit and before and after set. Stop wasting money and time on shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much. Visit houseofatlas.com. Trust me, you'll love it as much as I do, and you will rave as I did when you try it. Thank you so much, House of Atlas.
That is a clean shave you've got going there, young man.
Oh, it so is. It's remarkable. I wish you could touch it, Kev. And if you'd like to be part of the live audience who gets to come here and watch us every week, you go to kliqthistv.com, join the 11 Soft Club. You get the shows early, you get them without commercials, you get to sit here, ask questions, participate in the pre-show. And Jen says some men look good with just a little scruff. You're right. Jen, and I did for years in my young actor days maintain that scruff. I think they still use some of those old photos on my IMDb page. But you know what? I just want to be clean shaven right now. At this point in my life, I need to be clean shaven. It's white. It wouldn't do me good. So, all right. Thank you. Kev, can I ask you to give me a few predictions for WrestleMania? This will air Friday morning. The pain, Uncle.
Yeah, I'll give some.
All right. There are some that I don't know whether you would have any. Like, I mean, I don't know. We're going to talk about the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar in the New Day. Is this worth asking you for a prediction on?
Well, I don't think we can. I think we got to give everybody their. I mean, everybody's going out and busting their ass. So
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, do you have a prediction for this match?
I think New Day's going to go over.
There you go. Okay, so we'll go over them all. Okay. A logic behind it, or just a gut feeling? What do we think?
Just gut feeling.
Okay. This is night one. We're going to cover night one here first. Mysterio and El Grande Americano.
There's no way that's. Well, if you're gonna, it's Rey. It's WrestleMania. Rey's going over.
Okay.
I was gonna say it would be interesting, but I think that Rey will beat him, and because they made reference on, I saw reference to CM Punk saying that he was at Rey's house and Rey had a book of all the different masks and all the like pieces of hair and hair versus masks that he's had. So I have a feeling that Rey's going to have a new mask to add to that book after WrestleMania.
Very good. Jade and Naomi.
I'm going to say Jade's going to go over.
U.S. Championship. Oh, look at some of the odds here. Jade, heavy favorite over Naomi. U.S. Championship, L.A. Knight defending against Jacob Fatu.
I think he goes through. He keeps a strap.
Okay. Ladies, title, Tiffany versus Charlotte.
I think Tiffany wins.
It's been fun watching some of this promo action.
I think there's no reason for Charlotte to win. What does it do for her?
Okay. It looks like they're both even odds. Gunther and Jey.
I'm sorry, Gunther, but Jey sells too much merch.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah. It's always Gunther's such a good heel that he'll get his heat back in no time.
Yeah, but Jey may go over, but really, really effective what they did to Gunther, right? Over this past year. I think he's emerged he's solid heel.
He's the heel.
Yeah. Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Seth
Rollins, with the help of Paul Heyman.
Right. The big swerve is what you're calling.
And then which makes Rollins a submissive bottom for Heyman going forward, which is just, I think that's the money.
Talk about a spot on the card that is worse than the curtain jerk.
That's right there that's the merch.
Being pinned under that flaccid fish-bellied cellulite, huh?
You know, they used to always have I'm a Heyman guy. Now they're gonna have I'm a Heyman bottom. New shirt.
Dom, start work. All right, so a little help from Heyman, and Heyman now becomes the advisor to. Let me ask you a question. and pretend I didn't ask it to you earlier this afternoon when we were watching the thing together. Is Heyman enough of a device to have these people fighting over?
Once again, though, they did that thing where Roman was kind of bashing him, and he was like, instead of just like at one point he basically said like you were full of shit to him. Instead of him like picking the mic up and going, "No, you're wrong, Roman."
Right.
He went, "It's just a big thing. Have a big thing." I feel like I'm watching Latka on fucking Taxi. Like, can somebody just pick up the mic and just? I don't get it. I don't know this new style.
Yeah, I don't know why there's not a two-way argument going on. I'd love to see that someday. I do want to give a shout out to Karrion Kross because he did a spot where he was selling his leg. It was being kicked by AJ throughout the match. And then later on, he goes to whip him to the ropes, and he falters on the leg, and he falls. He doesn't hit the ropes. Now, it turns out he's playing possum, and he goes on the offense. But when I saw it, I was like, smart. A little psychology there.
He's a good worker.
Yeah, you don't see it much.
I think they could. I think they could get some mileage out of him. I think that's the whole problem. Is just so fucking deep that a guy like that isn't getting used as much as he could, or would in another era.
We were on the same flight. I was sitting at the airport with him and his lady when we were going to Nashville. Very different look. Had this very clean cut at that time, and looks very different now. All right, where are we here? We're on night 2. Let's go to Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Bayley and Valkyria.
I think the heels will go over.
Okay.
Nope. Maybe. Hold on. Yeah, heels will go over. They'll retain the championships.
How about AJ and Logan Paul?
I think that's going to be a sleeper match, depending on how much time they can give to, like, you know. And I know that I saw Helms like had an Instagram, and he had like his dates that he had coming up. He was back out on the road, and then the first one was like Puerto Rico. I'm like, what is he going to? Oh, he's got to go down there and put his match together. I said, oh, fuck.
This is
me,
Hurricanes.
Yeah, that's
Hurricane.
Just how do you think it? Just said, like Puerto Rico, so and so mania. I'm like, oh, he's got to go down and put fucking Logan's match together for him. So interesting. But he's way better than I am because I had so many people fucking come to my house and put matches together for me.
You didn't, you're saying? Your matches were.
You can't have fucking people come
together.
You can't have people come to your house when you're not there, when you're on the road 300 days a year.
Well done.
Shit, your fucking back didn't hit that fucking mat unless you were getting paid. Ain't nobody walking through shit.
Did you give me a prediction on this?
I'm gonna go. Oh fuck, man! It's not. It's gonna be some kind of a fuck DQ. Something's gonna happen. I don't think they'll beat either one of them.
Okay.
Not a clean finish.
Fatal 4-way for the IC. This is Braun, Penta, Finn, and Dom.
Braun keeps it.
Okay. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, Sin City Street Fight.
Well, that's a fucking gimme. What are the odds on that?
Good question.
It's kind of a pick 'em. I think they've got Drew as the favorite.
Steve-O, what do we got here? Yeah, Drew, big favorite.
Wow.
Minus 1,000.
All right, I'll go Damien.
The contrarian in you.
Yes.
You'll be in Vegas. Maybe you should lay a little money. I don't think you can play it, actually.
No.
You open your overseas book and lay a little money. Semi-main. Iyo Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. Triple threat. Women's world title, Bubba.
What do I want or what do I think is going to happen?
What's going to happen? What's best for business, brother?
I think that the two Arabians are going to fucking kick each other in the face while the champion goes over.
Which will allow them to continue the feud outside of the title angle.
And then she'll be able to keep a strong Asian presence for the magnitudes of Asian
streamers.
followers. Yes.
They're all tuning in for her, Kev.
Iyo is the champion for that's best for business.
Okay. The
Bianca's already been the champion, and Rhea's already been the champion.
odds have Bianca a slight favorite. Iyo Sky's even money, and Rhea is the underdog at a plus 2,000. Well, that only leaves us. Cody and John. How we doing this, Booker man?
How am I doing it? If I was booking it, or how?
Well, how will it happen? And then tell me whether you agree with it or not.
I think they're going to do what I would do. I think that Cena goes over, and then because the money is always going to be with the babyface chasing the heel.
But can you close WrestleMania weekend with who they're positioning as the current hot, most hated heel getting their hand raised?
The only way you can do that if it is John Cena.
Mm-mm. And he walks out of the ring a heel.
Yeah.
Clean pin? Or some shenanigans?
I don't know. He's not going to fucking get it. It won't be a clean pin.
Okay.
There could be layers. There could be something that comes out of the first night with Punk and them that slides into that. Like, there could be layers. That triple dance with Punk, Rollins, and Roman could be just a setup for a finish.
So with Cena having the belt, there are going to be some opportunities on the Cena final tour for him to drop it. Does that happen? Does he?
He'll drop it back to Cody.
He will drop it back to Cody.
I think
How
so.
far in the? Because you've got working backwards. There's an MSG show in December. Survivor Series.
He's not dropping it in a house show.
So it'll be one of the pay-per-views, right? SummerSlam, which is
no, that's too early.
Okay.
You got Survivor Series.
There's something in Paris on the August 31st.
No, that's too early.
Survivor Series in San Diego. He'll be there. That's November.
And then what's November? What's the December pay-per-view? Is there one? There has to be.
There's I think it's a house. MSG's a house show, I think. They just haven't announced that far, I think.
It's like, I'm sure they've because don't they use like Starrcade and everything? Don't they use a couple of the other, like, did they use Halloween Havoc one year as a pay-per-view?
With the current product?
Yeah.
NXT did.
Oh.
All right, so he'll drop it back, and he'll remain a heel until he drops it back to Cody. Obviously,
I would. If the conversation that I listened to Paul have would tend to. What's the upside?
sending him off, honoring his years as a fan favorite? Is that too markish to say?
No, because all he's got to do is leave and then lose in November. He still got to the 31st. He could do something at a house show where he helps Cody out, and then
After the fact.
yeah.
He does the tour, he leaves, and then
Well, I mean,
6 months
the
later.
tour's the tour's 31st. So if he does in December, he's got to the end of December before that's it, his retirement run. So
Would it be more
like,
surprising to have him run in 6 months later next year's SummerSlam?
And then you're fucking the Who, and you're having your 13th fucking farewell tour.
Kiss retires again. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. He won't do that. People don't understand, man, how much this takes on a human's body, and when they don't do it full time. Like when people say that Roman Reigns isn't doing it full time, Roman Reigns is paying the price. Cena will pay the price 8 minutes into that fucking match when he hasn't been fucking out there bouncing around.
How old is John?
50?
Is he okay? Yeah.
Close.
Gotcha. Yeah, understood. Good point.
Yeah.
Don's asking, Don Dugan, 11 Soft member, joining us tonight. Are they having some kind of PLE in Boston for Cena's last match? Is there Steve, is there a show on the calendar in Boston for December? Let's see,
They don't have anything currently on their calendar. Let me share it.
Okay.
Other than SummerSlam in August 2nd and 3rd, and then in Paris, August 31st, they have nothing on their calendar.
Okay.
But there's rumors of the Boston show that they're going to call Ruthless Aggression. I'm pretty sure Money in the Bank is going to be Los Angeles, and that's going to be July, though. Survivor Series is likely to be San Diego, and that'll be November.
But nothing for Boston, because that would be a huge tell.
There's nothing official, but I think there's a lot of rumors similar to some of the towns and dates I'm saying, but that's where we're at now.
Okay. We shall see. Kev, what do I put on eczema? I need to take care of this. I have an eczema.
Cortisone.
I've ordered cortisone. It's not really helping.
Triamcinolone, you got to get it prescribed.
Okay, send me that, and I'll get a script for it. Kevin, you know what might help this? I don't know, but I'm hearing that my testosterone level has been steadily dropping since age, 30? 40?
Yeah, 20 probably.
In my case, maybe 15.
No, I'm just saying that they're saying now that, that with all the plastics and pollution and all the other shit, that it just...
You're absolutely 100% correct. And you know how I know this? Because Nick Aldis told me that. The average testosterone level in U.S. men has dropped by 1% every year since 1999. That means today's man has significantly less testosterone than previous generations, and it's not just age. Everyday exposure to chemicals and food, grooming products, the environment, it's accelerating this decline. And you can't always avoid these factors, but you can take action to protect your health and performance, and that's where Test X9 comes in. This message brought to you by Nick Aldis, who you're looking at right there. WWE SmackDown General Manager, former World Champion. Test X9 is clinically supported, all natural testosterone. It's going to help you fight back and perform at your peak. Test X9 combines 9 powerful, clinically studied ingredients shown to naturally stimulate testosterone production while blocking excess estrogen conversion. You'll find no fluff, no gimmicks, just real ingredients backed by science with independent studies for each one available directly on the product page. So you can verify all this that I'm saying for yourself. Test X9 goes beyond just testosterone. Magnesium activation technology is what I'm talking about. It's designed to help improve strength, energy, recovery, even sleep, giving you more power, sharper focus, and the resilience to take on whatever life throws your way. Nick knows what it takes to succeed both physically and mentally at the highest level, so trust him. Test X9 was built with that same mindset, okay? Don't let this decline continue. Head to LegacySupps, that's P.com. That's LegacySupps.com, and use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q. You'll get 10% off your order. That's code KLIQ, KLIQ, for 10% off. Stop the decline with Test X9. And Kev, let's see what our Florida guys and Jersey guys have been up to
All right.
this past week. You've been on quite a roll here, identifying the Jersey and Florida individuals responsible for these activities. 2 actual headlines, one perpetrated by a Florida man, one by a Jersey guy. Kev, just by hearing the headline, we'll instinctively know which one. First one, man shoots himself in a scheme to win over a coworker. Second one, man arrested after headbutting a child at the mall. First one was man shoots himself.
I've got to go headbutt in the mall to the Florida man.
You know, I thought that would have rung so Jersey to you, Kev.
No.
It was a Samoan. No, it was no. That was the Jersey guy, and the Florida man, to impress, much like the Jodie Foster gimmick, shot himself in the stomach to impress a woman that he worked with. Let's go check him out first. Here he is, Alexander Lafort, 30 years old. There's a shot from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. He was at a FedEx warehouse. Our friend there, Alexander, shot himself in the stomach. First said that he was attacked and robbed and shot, but turned out he's been stalking a woman at work, and I guess thought this would be the way to get her. Sent a message that said, "I know you're sleeping." Yeah,
It was Jodie Foster.
right. Yeah, a little bit of that action. Sent her a note that said, "I know you're sleeping with him again. He is trash. You've been warned." And then I guess shot himself. And then a gentleman responsible for headbutting a child, a 49-year-old Bergen County man, David Cohen of Palisades Park, charged with second-degree endangering the welfare of a child and simple assault when shoppers saw him at the mall slapping and headbutting a child, repeatedly telling her, "I hope you die."
Her?
Yes, a young lady. A young lady not of age, so don't know the nature of this relationship. Kevin, the thing I was most troubled about this piece as I read it was Cohen was taken to the Bergen County Jail where he was released at about 4:30 p.m. on Saturday to await his court date. If this doesn't get you held up till your court date, oh, what does? I don't know. Maybe there's an extenuating circumstance. Maybe he was headbutted first.
This happened way before the El Salvador connection.
Yeah, he's still locked up, though. You know what? Kev, my entire breakfast routine is taken care of thanks to my friends at Magic Spoon. Whether it's the cereal you enjoy that I'm holding right now, this is the Frosted that I'm a big fan of. Might remind you of something that was great in your childhood. But, Kev, it's not just the cereal. There's a 3-pronged arsenal that gets me through my morning now if I don't want the cereal. I throw in my bag as I traipse out of the house, attempting to beat the sun to the world. I'll throw in one of the special treat bars, okay, which are a crispy, crunchy, airy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And now, if I want to sit down and maybe sprinkle a little something on a yogurt or something similar, the brand new granola packs, 13 grams of protein, 0 added sugars. That's what it's all about. That's what they're all about, okay? It's the protein and the absence of the sugar for these excellent breakfast treats. The brand new granola, by the way, comes in delicious flavors like dark chocolate almond, honey almond, and peanut butter. And the treats, the little treat bars, those you can get marshmallow, chocolate, peanut butter, dark chocolate. They're great to have on the go when you feel you need a little pick-me-up. You're out there, maybe commuting to work, maybe riding the subway, doing something, pop one out and have it. 12 grams of protein in those and 13 grams in the granola. Guys, you can get this at the stores now. You can get them on Amazon now, but you can get $5 off if you go to magicspoon.com/Kliq, Kliq, and you will get that $5 discount. Or knock it out at your local supermarket or Amazon. That's Magic Spoon for $5 off. Use the code Kliq. Thank you to our friends at Magic Spoon. Back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast. And before we go any further, we want to make sure you are having better sex, gentlemen. And our friends at Blue Chew are the original brand offering chewable tablets for exactly that express purpose. And starting now, Blue Chew is offering a combo so strong, it's going to knock your socks off and maybe knock your partner's socks off and into next week. Blue Chew Max has arrived, and it combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable. The combo acts fast and lasts. So listen, get ready for when your partner needs it, okay? Your first month of Blue Chew is going to be free, courtesy of us, by the way, and great sex is just a few clicks away. You have to do something first. You got to go to BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly and discreetly to your door. The best part, this is all online, folks. No embarrassment. No having to, swallow your pride there and have to talk to the doctor about what your willy's doing and not doing. No awkward conversations. You don't have to explain everything. You just want to be ready to go. No waiting in line at the pharmacy either. You're going to go online, BlueChew.com, consult with a licensed medical provider, and you're in. Okay, everyone can use an extra hand, and Blue Chew is going to give you an extra leg. Okay, more horsepower. That's what we're talking about. Make life easier by getting harder, and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for everybody. That first month is free when you use the promo code NASH, N-A-S-H. Just pay $5 shipping. Okay, that's promo code NASH. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for being with us, staying with us, and continuing to roll. It's because they're a great damn product. That's why. #AskNash is how you get your question to one of the toughest men to get an audience with in the business. Unless you're standing online to get your Funko signed. But you can do it here for free by doing #AskNash on the socials. We will find you like Jason Bratelli did. Jason would like to know, Kevin, you may have addressed this on your Hollywood episode, but any memories of being on the TV show Unhappily Ever After?
I wasn't on it.
It's not on your... Where did you get it from, then?
He means the Nikki Cox Show.
Yeah, I was on the Nikki Cox Show. She was on Unhappily Ever After.
Oh, got it. Right. I saw your scene from that. You in the back of the limo when you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 2 episodes of that with her.
How was she?
She was great. Sweetheart.
All right. What am I looking at? Pinball Wizard, 809. My kids...
That's when you know how bogus the whole wrestling deal is when you go do a sitcom. You go in on Tuesday and do a table read for a half hour. You go on Wednesday, you're on the page. You go through the scenes. You go on Thursday, go through the scenes in the morning. There's rewrites because the writer's there. You go through it again. You're still on page. and then that night, Thursday, say 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you're kind of not on page, and then dress rehearsal when you come in on Friday, and then bring in the crowd, and you're out of there by 6.
Yeah.
It's like a real job. 4 days.
Pinball Wizard 809. My kids ages 11, 9, and 6 are really into wrestling now, and this will be their first Wrestlemania. What advice do you guys have so that it will be something we can all enjoy? Well, I guess you're going live.
Are they going
Pinball
to
Wizard?
it?
I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I don't know if they're going to.
If you're looking for advice on how to enjoy it, if you're home, order some pizzas and make some popcorn. If you're going,
That's a lot of carbs.
it is. Make sure you take a soma.
Maybe just get some pizza. Maybe not the popcorn.
Kev, looking after your Pinball Wizard, looking after you and your kids' cholesterol and triglycerides. I guess he's going live, right? It's all about where you're sitting, right? Because these venues are so big. The ring is going to be like this, and you're watching it on the screen anyway, probably, right? At a certain distance. Once you get to a certain number of sections back, you're just going to be watching a giant screen. You're going in person for what? The hot dogs?
Wow, you
the
really
vibe?
sell
The vibe? No, I'm saying it's very important where you're sitting going to a venue this big.
Yeah, but I mean, unless this guy's a sheik, I don't think he can afford
him and 3 kids.
Yeah, four up front's gonna be better off buying a used Range Rover and drive around the neighborhood playing it on the fucking screens.
Exactly. This is Pinball Wizard, for God's sakes. Wiz, I don't know where you're sitting. If you're,
I went to SummerSlam, and I could barely see the ring from the place where we were, and I'm not a live event person anyway, never have been.
Right.
So.
Well, you will be tomorrow.
I'll be live. I'll be live in that airplane until I get to my hotel. Then I'm going to call down the housekeeping, ask for 2 boxes of Kleenex, pull all the Kleenex out, put the boxes on my feet, and do my best Howard Hughes.
Oh, just get ready to hole up for 4 days, minus the events that you're booked for.
Yeah.
All right, some live questions. Our friends in the house here, they went to KliqThisTV.com and signed up for the 11 Soft Club. So they get to ask a question or two, like, Ace, what would you say is wrestling's biggest MacGuffin? With the Hitchcock terminology. Biggest MacGuffin? Probably Paul Heyman at this point. Get that hardcore.
Yeah, probably.
Another question.
I was trying to find another choice.
He's clearly the biggest. Being used to perpetuate the angle. Hi, Britt. Now in Florida. She asked, with the celebrity mainstream crossover and increasing ticket prices, is WWE starting to shift toward focusing on the rich, high-class audience rather than the common 9-to-5 man? Thus, your chic comment a moment ago.
I don't think it's the WWE. I think it's America.
Well, we'll get that taken care of in the next year.
Yeah, I think that if we're finding ways to deregulate everything we can and do everything to make sure that the 1% gets a tax cut, I really don't think that anybody gives 2 shits about the everyday Main Street guy.
But I mean, entertainment is just expensive. If you go to an NBA game now,
Oh, you're not going anywhere. Baseball's still pretty cheap, and but I mean, anywhere else, man, it's if you have your wife and 2 kids, you're not getting out of there for under $4.
oh, easy, yeah.
You
After
know,
all the pizza and hot dogs too.
I mean, look at what it costs to
Popcorn.
get into Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. I mean, you walk into Disney's $200.
Well, you know how this gimmick works now. There, you pay to get in, and now if you want preferential placement on the lines, you have to
You got to
pay
go on. You got to go online and. Oh,
Does
my
Tamara
wife.
do the lightning lanes?
Shit, yeah.
Okay.
But she goes to she'll only go. She won't go and double dab into something she's already seen. Like when something new, like a new something comes along, she'll wait till it's off season where there's not crowds. Her and her girlfriend will go. They'll check it out, and they'll be done with it. Like they went today. There's a new on the Disney Boardwalk or whatever. There's a new.
Is this the bakery you're going to talk
Yeah.
about? Oh, yeah.
So they went today to the bakery.
I had a $20 piece of cake when I was there last time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I was talking to a woman today who's going, and they have those lightning lanes where you pay for the preference. And if you want the lightning lane, like premium, where you can go on any of the rides in the one park, kind of just get on, $4 a day per head, just to have access to every ride. Who else do we have here? Send me somebody, Steve. Send me through the magic of technology. Ace Ramon, I saw a pic of you with the late, great Hayabusa. Any thoughts on him?
I didn't know he passed.
Was it at Ribera? Or was he working?
It was nice and quiet.
When did
nice guy.
Hayabusa die? Let's check this out. Busa. God damn it, everything but the wrestler. I guess Hayabusa's a comment. There he is. Okay. 2016, Kev.
Wow.
At age 47.
Yeah, I knew he was young.
Good Lord, what was the cause? 47. That's right. Cerebral hemorrhage. His body was found by the owner of a nearby tavern, went to his home after he failed to arrive for a meeting. Tragic. Send me someone else, Steve-O. Ivan Garcia. Enjoy yourself this weekend. Paul is such an incredible role model for the Attitude Era NWO guys like myself who are getting to their 40s and 50s. You deserve to be in that moment with him. And then, as a follow-up, to wrap us up, Britt wants to know, will there be a Kliq moment on stage after the Triple H Hall of Fame speech?
I have not been. I'll be there. I mean, I don't know what's, nothing's been
Nothing
expressed
planned.
to me.
Okay.
Nothing planned.
Well, you guys went in together already, right? So this will be his.
They did. They went in as DX. Scott and I went in.
Right.
Scott and I and Sean went in as NWO.
Right.
And Scott and I went in as ourselves.
Right. That's true.
So this is Paul's first time that Paul's going in solo.
Yeah. Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson, theme song by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025, Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, you want to do another one?
Okay.
The customer service never answers the